Hello everyone. I am Assistant Professor Ashwini Nerkar and I am going to deliver a lecture on project management subject. In this subject, we are going to deal with introduction of project management, management skills and communication skills, organizing for project management, project planning, fundamental scheduling procedures. So today in this topic we are going to discuss about introduction of project management, in which we are going to deal with what is project management, project life cycle, principles and functions of project management, role of project manager. First of all, let us understand why we need to study this subject. Just imagine that if you want to organize a party without planning, if you will organize a party, what will happen? You may miss to invite some of your friend or relative, and it will affect on your relation with your friend or relative. Now, let's take some other example. If you suddenly decide to go for a travel without planning, you may forget to carry your medicines which will affect your health, or you may forget to carry some important documents which are required to be verified in travel. So you can fall in trouble and you cannot reach your destination in time and your work will get affected. So all these examples show you that things go wrong without planning and management. So through these examples, we can say that planning and organizing leads you to self-satisfaction, and also it helps in maintaining good relations. And the unplanned work leads you to create stress and it affects relations. So I must say this is a very important subject to understand, which will not only help you to make yourself organized in your professional life, but also it will help you to have better life and maintain good relations with all your surrounding people. Now, regarding interior design field, this subject is important to study as interior designers have to handle various projects, and by learning proper planning and management, they can be able to achieve successful outcomes for their projects. Now, let's understand about what is project management. It is the task or responsibility taken about the product, which includes its whole process from manufacturing to selling of that product. For interior designing field, we can say the product means building and project means construction of a building, or also we can say product means furniture and project means making of furniture. So project is nothing but the responsibility taken to produce the product and sell the product in a specific time span. So it must have start date and end date. So we can define project as a temporary endeavor with defined start and end dates that creates a unique product or service. Now, what is management? Management means to handle the project, and for this one has to follow certain steps such as initiating, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling, closeout. This process we are going to discuss in detail in further slides. So project management is to achieve the goals of a project by applying skills, knowledge and techniques to fulfill the requirements of the project. Now, to handle the project management, we need a responsible person, and that person is known as project manager. So, we can define project manager as the person responsible for providing leadership to the team and managing the project to come to the expected results of the project. Now, let's understand these things in detail. The project is simplified in terms of elements of project. Here we can see the triangle of elements of project, which includes output, resource and time. Let's discuss the elements of project in detail. Now, what is scope? Scope is the feasibility. That is, how much is the need of that project, how we can achieve the output for producing that product, and what difficulties will be encountered to handle this project, and how we can overcome those difficulties. All these things are determined in the scope of the project. Now, time. Time includes the time span required for that project. So it has its start date and end date, which defines the time span of the project. These dates helps us to complete the project in time. Now the last but not least, the third element of project is the resources. It includes materials required for producing the product, finance required for carrying the process of project, number of labors required to execute the work. All these things are included in resources. So these elements of project makes us understand about how the project is handled and managed. Now, what is project planning and management? Project planning means deciding the scope of the project and planning which activities to be done. Organizing means scheduling the activities. Now, deciding who will do which activity, what activity should be done, when it can be done, how it can be done. All these things are decided in planning stage and they are scheduled in organizing stage. Now, determining the resources means to obtain about the resources of material, finance and labors required for the project. Allocating responsibility means to allocate the responsibility of the task to the specific or skilled person who can conduct that task. Now, in this image, we can see the execution of a building, and this responsibility is handed to the or hand over to the civil engineer. In this image, we can see the furniture work has to be done, and this responsibility is allocated to the carpenter. In this image, we can see the interior designing work has to be done, and this responsibility is allocated to the interior designer. So, through these examples, we can understand who does which work, what work is to be done, when it is to be done, and how it is to be done. So, this makes us understand about allocating responsibility. Now, let's discuss the project management process in detail. The first stage of project management process is initiating stage, in which the defining of project is done. That is, we have to decide what is the scope of the project, whether it is feasible to start with the project, whether we have appropriate place for the manufacturing of that product, whether we have appropriate resources to handle that project, whether we have appropriate financial resources to carry those projects. All these things are decided in initiating stage. In planning stage, we have to list out all the activities that are to be done throughout the project, and those activities are planned, that which activity should be handed over to which person, how much finance will be required for that activity, how much time will be required for that activity. All these things are planned in planning stage. In executing stage, the actual work starts on the site. In monitoring and controlling stage, the project execution on the site has been monitored. That is, whatever corrections will be there, that has to be done on the site itself, and the required changes must be done. That is called as controlling stage. In closing stage, the final product of the project is obtained. It is the finishing stage. Also, it includes the documentation and reporting, in which the agreements and billing are done so that we can hand over the product finally to the customer. Now, what is project life cycle? It is the same as the project management process, but the only thing is that it is given in the simplified form of diagram, and it includes defining stage, planning stage, organizing stage, executing stage, and closeout stage. Now, let's understand the project management process through some examples. Here we have taken the example of construction activities. Let's list out the construction activities. It includes site analysis, planning, construction, electrification, plumbing, etc. So, in this way, the activities are listed out in planning stage. Let's see another example to understand the process of project management, how the activities are listed out. Here we have taken the example of interior designing activities, which includes painting, design of furniture, lighting design, false ceiling, etc. So in this way, the activities are listed out. These examples helps us to understand how the activities are listed out in the project. These are just the examples. It is not the actual process what is done. It is only done to understand how the activities are listed out. In organizing stage, the project manager has to look after the time management of the project. Then he has to look after about the financial resources required for the project, and also he has to look after the manpower resources required for the project. So the project manager has to make available resources, that is financial resources and manpower resources, and he must see that the project works on time, and for that he has to define the dates of the project, that is start date and end date, so that the project gets completed in time. All these things are done in organizing stage. In execution stage, the actual execution of the work starts on site. This example helps you to understand the execution stage. Finishing or closeout stage means the final product that we achieve in the final stage. It also includes documentation and reporting, which includes billings and agreements, so that we can hand over the project to the customer. This is the another example given to understand the project management process. For the college level students, the interior design plan is given for planning. So it includes the steps such as design brief is given first to the students. They understand the design brief and starts doing initial sketches on those design. Then they develop the concept for that design, and they develop the drawings for the same with the help of sketches and views, and then they produce the final drawing. So in this way we can list out the activities in planning stage. So we can understand the project management process. The first step is the design brief, which includes in defining stage. The second stage is listing out activities. It comes under planning stage, and the third stage is the execution stage, in which the actual work is started by the students, in which they do initial sketches, conceptual drawings, and they develop the design through sections and views, and in final drawing they obtain the final drawings, and that is the closeout stage. So this understands us about the project management process. Now let's see about the functions of project management. Functions of project management include scope. Scope means feasibility, that is how much need is the requirement for that project, whether that project is feasible to start or not. Cost includes the funds required for the project and how they can be obtained through personal loans or bank loans, whatever the way we can arrange the cost for the project. Time includes the time span required for the project, which has the start date and end date for the project. Human resources means how many laborers will be required for carrying the tasks of the project, how many skilled persons will be required to handle the tasks of the project, and how they are managed to do their work. All these things are included in human resources. Communication means giving the right information to the right person so that the work functions smoothly. Also, the functions of project management includes quality of the project, and that quality is achieved by using the best quality materials, by using the best quality of techniques or new techniques, modern and advanced techniques, and also by using the skilled laborers or skilled persons to maintain the quality of the project. Contract and procurement means negotiating the rates for the material, that is, awarding orders and negotiating it for the procurement of material equipments. Managing risk means whatever risk is attended during the execution of project, that has to be understood and the right solution has to be thought, and that has to be followed to overcome that risk. Project integration means to achieve the goals of the project by using special managerial skills. Role of a project manager are planning, in which the project manager will think about all the activities that are to be done and how they can be done, who will do those activities, how they can be done, what resources will be required for handling those activities. All these things are thought by the project manager in planning process. In organizing stage, he will schedule the activities so that the project gets completed in time, and he will allocate the responsible persons to carry the task and arrange the resources required for the project. Leading is the main role of project manager, in which he will motivate his team members for doing the good quality of work. Also, he will inspire the team members to achieve the good quality of work and to obtain the goals of the project. In controlling stage, the execution of the project are controlled, that the workers are doing the work properly and in time, that has to be looked after and it has to be controlled. Evaluating means analyzing the project, whether it is completing in time, whatever difficulties are there that has to be overcome. The project performance is measured in this stage. Corrective actions has to be taken on the site itself so that the project does not get affected. Through these examples, we can understand the planning stage. Here we can see the furniture work has to be done. Who will do this work? Carpenter will do this work. When it can be done. So what needs to be done? Who will do that work and when it can be done? All these things are thought and decided in planning stage. So these examples makes us understand about the planning stage. In organizing stage, the staff project positions are decided. The employees works under the guidance and supervision of supervisor. Top manager will guide to the supervisor and give the line of direction of work to the supervisor and provide whatever the resources are required for the project. In organizing stage also the scheduling of activities are done. In these examples, we can see that there are many activities such as plumbing, drainage, false ceiling. So these activities are to be scheduled. That is, which activity can be done first, which activity can be done after, which activity can be done simultaneously. All these things are decided in organizing stage. In leading role of the project manager, the coordinating of activities are to be done. In this example we can see that the builder is the leader and he will appoint the members for various tasks of the project. That is, he will appoint the architect for designing the plan. He will appoint an engineer For the execution of the project, he will appoint an interior designer for the interior designing work of the project, and he will discuss all the necessary details of the project. Whatever resources are required for the project are to be discussed with these group leaders, and the project has to be started. And also the group members will coordinate amongst themselves. So all this coordination shows you the coordinating activities done by the group leader and also by the group leaders of the team members. After the role of the builder, the architect's role start. So now here the architect is the leader, and he will appoint the structural engineer, site engineer and interior designer. He will have discussion with these group members or group leaders of the various tasks and discuss about the work. The structural engineer will give the structural drawings about the columns and beams. Site engineer will be dealing with the execution of site. Interior designer will be dealing with the interior design of work. So the architect will discuss all the details of the work through these team leaders, and also these team leaders will coordinate amongst themselves or have a talk with amongst themselves and provide support to each other so that the work gets functions smoothly. So this understands the coordinating activities between the architect and the group leaders. After the architect role, the engineer role starts. Here the engineer is the leader, and he will appoint the labor contractor, material contractor and site supervisor. He will have the discussion about the work and appoint the work accordingly to these team leaders. Labor contractor will supply the labors, material contractor will supply the materials, site supervisor will look after the execution of the site. So all these things are to be discussed with these team leaders, and whatever negotiations are to be done and discussions are to be done are done in this stage. Now the most important role of the project manager is motivation. The project manager must show positive attitude towards the team members. He must inspire the team members by saying that, yes, I have a faith on you that you can do this work effectively. Also, the team members must show positive attitude towards the group leader by following the work that has to be done and that is allotted to them. Appreciation means the group leader must appreciate the team members for producing the good quality of work and showing the team spirit. Inspiring team members means the group leader must inspire the team by motivating them that, yes, I have the full faith on my team members that they can achieve the goals of the project and they have the best skills with them to achieve the goals of the project. In this way, the team leader can inspire the team members. The ideas and suggestions given by the team members or the group leaders are to be welcomed by the group leader, that is project manager, so that the project must get good quality of work. Defining project baseline means deciding the things required in project at the previous stage. In this stage, the scheduling of activities are to be done. The time is allotted to each activity. The manpower required for each activity is decided and allotted for each activity. The budget required for each activity has to be allotted and made available. So all these things are decided in project baseline, and that is called as defining project baseline. And this is done in controlling stage. Here we can see that in controlling stage, the tracking project progress is also done, in which we can see the stage of work that is happening on site, which work is at which stage. We can track that project progress on site. Also, we have to prepare the project status report. In this example, we have taken the plumbing work, drainage work and electrification work, and the report is prepared in this way. The plumbing work is in progress, drainage work is started, electrification work is completed. In this way, the project status reporting can be done. After discussing all these points, we can come to the conclusion how we can achieve the goals of the project successfully. So these are the points which leads you to the success of project by proper planning of the project, that is listing the activities and scheduling the activities properly at the previous stage itself, motivating the team leaders and inspiring them for doing good quality of work. Team spirit means coordinating the team members amongst themselves and creating the healthy environment to work. Commitment means every project member must be committed to their words, whatever commitment they have given. If the project member leader commits to the team members that they will be awarded with bonus when they will achieve the good quality of product, so they must be given that bonus after achieving the good qualities of product or goals of the project. Also, the team members must be committed to their words that they will produce the good quality of work. Communication means giving the right information to the right person and communicating in clear and understanding manner, helping each other so that the work gets function smoothly. Quality means achieving the quality of the project by using best quality of materials, using good technical skills, and also the skills by the skilled persons. In this way, the quality of the project can be achieved. So all these things can lead you to the success of project. Thank you for listening me.